Okay, we are live. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Rick is in a very playful mood today. I love it. So I wanted to talk about Valentine's Day today.
She wanted to talk about what kind of gifts to give your man on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and I asked Rick, and he was like, that is just not something that, I want to talk about, because I don't really care about gifts for Valentine's Day, which actually is the exact point that I wanted to make with this broadcast, with this training. As I was thinking about Valentine's Day coming up on Sunday, and I was thinking like, I should go and pick up a gift for him and pick up something special and do something special and so on. And that's where I was like, this is what I need to talk about, because I really got for a moment into his world, and I was like, what does he actually want? And does he care about gifts? And does he care about, chocolates and all of those things that we think that we should? So anyway, so that's what we wanted to talk about. But we also wanted to kind of debunk the myths that, we have about Valentine's Day, and really create Valentine's Day in a new way, in a special way, that really makes a difference for you, and where it's fun and it's not something that you should be doing. Okay. And for all of you that are joining me live, I'm Yana, or if you're watching the replay, I'm Yana, and I'm a marriage coach, and I help women all over the world to create marriages that they love, where they feel happy and fulfilled. And thank you for watching. And if you're joining live or watching the replay, make sure that you post in the comments, say hello, #replay. And I want to say hi. I want to connect with you. I want to hear from you. And this is my amazing husband, Rick.
Hi, I'm the amazing husband.
You're playing with my hair.
No, I'm getting rid of the flowers.
Thank you. Okay. So let me see who's
She's
here.
so funny. Hello, Facebook user. On StreamYard, if you don't, whatever it is that you need to do so that your name comes up when you comment, it just shows up like Facebook user. But hi, whoever is here.
I think Susanna is here. I know Karen. Yep.
Yana.
Okay, great.
Yana. So I have to say this because she asked me to be on here today. She's always, thinking about how to make a difference, or what conversation she could bring to the table, or what is there to say, or how she's always on that tip, right? So when she asked me to do something with her, I'm like, I don't want to do it, because it's kind of like my automatic default way of being is I want to be comfortable, and I don't want to be challenged, because it's challenging for her, for anybody to get on, in front of the camera. I'm like doing this with my teeth to make sure there's nothing in it when I'm talking or whatever. So, but that's why, right? Because there's always this fear. Like there's a default relationship to fear, right? Before anything, right? There's that context, that film between, me and you, or her and you, or her and I, or you and anybody. There's always that buffer, right? So I just wanted to say that so that I can get out of the space, and
yeah, that's great.
We're gonna have just be real and talk about what there is to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So absolutely. Thank you. So welcome to our real conversation about Valentine's Day, because that's what I want to have, is like a real conversation. And this, I think, applies to...
You want to have a real one?
Yeah. And this applies to, not just Valentine's Day, but really not just holidays, but how we are in our relationships. Because as I was thinking about what I want to talk about, I was like, wow, these ways, this context, right? If you participated in the challenge last week, you know what context is. This view that we have about, Valentine's Day is this inherited view. And most of the time there's a complaint about it. So I want to actually you know, before we even get started, I want to check in with you that are the women that are watching. And actually, let me see who is watching. I see Susanna is watching.
Hi,
So,
Susanna.
hi, Susanna. So good to see you. Post in the comments if you're watching with us so we know that you're here. But what is your kind of default view that you have about Valentine's? What are some expectations that you have?
That's the question. What are your expectations that you have about Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what do you expect? What do you expect him to do, and what do you expect of yourself? I think would be the conversation.
Yeah. So,
at least initially,
you know, while you guys type up these comments, I was like thinking about what the heck is Valentine's Day, because I don't even know where it came from. I'm actually from the Ukraine, and we didn't even celebrate Valentine's Day.
They didn't celebrate, really.
I came here when I was 10, so I only learned about Valentine's Day when I came here. So I never saw my parents celebrate it. I only, you know, in elementary school started kind of seeing like the little Valentine's Day cards and all of this stuff. And when I looked it up, the history of Valentine's Day is actually a big mystery. And it's like there's so many different stories that are out there and you know, mysteries, and they date back to, I don't know how many.
Century.
Third century.
3rd century Rome.
Yeah. So, you know, some stories talk about a story of a saint, Saint Valentine, and
they're all martyred, by the way. Every single one of them died for the cause. Just
yeah, all of the myths are about you know them dying. So the Catholic Church, I think, believed that, and then they actually recognized 3 different saints that were all martyred, and then other stories suggest that Valentine may have been killed for attempting to help Christians escape harsh Roman prisons, where they were often beaten and tortured. So, anyways,
because at that time, you know, the Romans were pagans, and you know, Christianity was like, you know, really breaking powerfully onto the scene. So that kind of like is a little bit of like a historical reference. But the point is like, nobody knows where it comes from or why we celebrate it. We just, you know, we're like, oh, Valentine's Day. And if you were like, I grew up here, so, you know, we would give like Valentines out at like school, and we would get like little candies, and you give them out, and they were terrible candies. They really weren't very good back then, right? But like that was it, right? And it was just something that you grew up, and then, you know, and then we could talk about like the commercial aspect to it, but that's not the point. The point is that like it's just an inherited holiday, right? And it comes like saturated with expectations. Yeah. Right. And so the way that men and women relate to Valentine's Day, I'm not saying it's like, I'm not going to generalize and say that it's different altogether. But what I would say is that the expectations are unique. Right. Yeah. So,
and they're all learned.
Yeah.
So the way a man should be on this holiday.
How should a man be? That's a good one.
I need to know.
How should I be?
Well, at least for a woman, and it's something that
she loves Valentine's Day, by the way.
No,
you do.
Actually, well, not when I got together with you.
You do. No, that's not true. We kept it going.
So anyway, what I learned, you know, of like since a little girl, it was like this romantic notion of how a man should show up, and Valentine's Day is just this opportunity for your man to show you, you know, how romantic he is. And one of the things that we do as women, I mean, I think all of us, but I think especially as women, we collapse romance and love. And we think that, you know, if our partner is more romantic, if he, you know, surprises us, if he gives us gifts, if he does nice things for us, then he loves us. And it's this concept that I think, you know, there's like this silent agreement that we women have, that this is, you know, how a man should be. We don't really talk about it. And even if you're like, nah, like that's not true, but there's a lot of agreement and a lot of pressure to believe that. So if your husband doesn't do anything on Valentine's Day, you know, I want you to think about, what do you make it mean? Like, really, even if, you know, you not outwardly say it, what do you really make it mean somewhere deep inside? So I want you to think about that and really be honest with yourself. I hear that you want to.
No, I'm just angry.
So actually, post it in the comments about what expectations do you have of your husband on this day?
Well, you know what I wanted to say. Here's what I wanted to say. Um, I even if you don't have expectations on Valentine's Day,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is really an opportunity to use Valentine's Day as a springboard to like consider that, like even on my birthday, it was years ago when I realized this, but I realized that on my birthday, that was the day where I was expecting to be so similar to Valentine's Day in this respect, that I was expecting to experience demonstrations of love and appreciation,
Mm-hmm.
right, toward me in celebration of like my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
That my life means something, or that people find it to be meaningful, or whatever it is, right? And I just really got like that was all inherited, and as a default way that I related to that day. So it could be Valentine's Day or your birthday or Hanukkah or Christmas or whatever, Mother's Day or Father's Day if you do those, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever is already inherited, and there's an embedded meaning to whatever it is, right? So we're just talking Valentine's Day because it's here right now, right?
Yeah.
And Yana was like, "Hey, we can have that conversation about Valentine's Day." So I don't know if there's anything like that for you women when it comes to Valentine's Day or even your birthday or whatever, right? But I think that just the idea that we expect our spouse to behave a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's because of Valentine's Day or because of any other day, or because of what we do or the role that we play in our relationship or in the world, right? There's an expectation, right, that we should be appreciated somehow, or that we should have demonstrations of that gratitude or something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
Yana was saying that for her, like, and for women, that there's a collapse of the romance and love. Like if he's not demonstrating romantically how he feels, right, then for her and possibly for other women, then there's an experience of not being loved the right way,
Mm-hmm.
right, or not being appreciated the right way. If
Yeah.
there's a right way, I'm just saying the way that you say is the right way,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's just not real is the point. It's a
Yeah.
default relationship, right? Like it's not created,
Mm-hmm.
you
And
know
we use these whether it's Valentine's Day or our birthdays or Mother's Day. I mean, I hear this from women a lot. Like, my husband didn't do X, Y, and Z for me. So we get upset because we set out these expectations of how he needs to show up, and then we judge him or make him wrong, um, on whether he showed up in the way we expected him or not.
right.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't want to be adored and have these expectations, but I want you to consider that these expectations were never actually consciously created, that you just learned that this is the way a man should be, and you use it you know as a way. We all use it. I use it also as a way to prove of how he doesn't love us, or like some other
Or that he
deep
does.
stories, or that he does, yeah, of some like deep story, and we're just looking, you know almost like it's like this bar that we're always kind of measuring him up against, or um other people that show us love or not. So yeah, Valentine's Day, is just one of those days that I think we do that with. And I really wanted to come on and bring that consciousness to it so we can create a really, like, a truly genuine created day. And you get to say what it is, rather than just, kind of be on in this like default expectation. Does he love me? Does he not? Kind of a context.
One of the things that I would say, and if anybody's interested and you guys want to continue what I'm about to say into a conversation, I'm going to be on Clubhouse at 5 o'clock. I think Yana posted about it. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I want to say is, if you really get related to your husband or your spouse and who he or she is for you, right? What you when you really relate to that, you relate to, how special that person is in your life, and that you've chosen, out of everybody on the planet, you've chosen to spend your life with that person, right? And the that relationship is finite.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to go on forever. Neither one of you are going to live forever. Eventually, one of you is going to pass,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so we just live like, tomorrow's a promise that anybody can keep, right? Like tomorrow we're going to wake up and everything's going to be all good, and we can count on that next week, and we can even talk about, hey, this is how we're going to celebrate your birthday or our anniversary or whatever it is, right? But when you really get present to it, there's no guarantee that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that he's going to be around or she's going to be around. And when you really think about that, and I meditated on this so many times, I've meditated on my death and so many other people's deaths that are close to me, not because I'm morbid, but because I really wanted to get related to what's really important, like what's really valuable in that relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so when you do that, what comes up is appreciation. What comes up is gratitude, but like genuine gratitude, not like manufactured gratitude. Like, hey, thanks for doing the thing that you did. It's so genuine
Mm-hmm.
that when you have that experience, what you want to do is you want to forgive, and you want to let go of everything that was in the way, all of your judgments and everything that kept you separate, and you just want to come together again and express that gratitude in an action.
Mm-hmm.
And when that gratitude is expressed in action, right? When it's genuinely expressed, right? There's a beautiful bridge that gets created, right, between you and your spouse, or you and whomever, right? And you're one
Mm-hmm.
in that moment. You're connected again through love, right? And so that experience of expressing gratitude in action, right, and having it be for something sacred that you say is sacred because that person is special, because the time is finite, and because you want to express that love, what I think the opportunity is for something like this.
Absolutely.
Right? It's not just, hey, the chocolates and the strawberries or whatever, and that's all amazing, right? Like, it's really cool. I mean, I like to get flowers. I don't give me flowers for Valentine's Day, but anyway.
We should talk about what do you want?
No, that's
really?
not the point, right? Like, the point is that when you do that, it doesn't matter what you give, right? Because whatever you're giving is really coming from a place of genuine gratitude and love and appreciation, and that's really the deal.
Yeah.
And if there's anything in the way of that, forgive. Forgive whatever there is to forgive, and let it go, and open the channel and the space for that communion to happen. I mean, that's really what I think. And in fact, so Clubhouse is an app.
Yeah.
And that's what the conversation is really going to be about, is how do we do that, right? There's so much judgment in the way all the time. There's so much, it should be, he should be, this should be another way. And so, but even, as I've been practicing forgiveness, I've really gone from forgiving other people to like constantly forgiving myself, constantly coming back to forgiving myself for all of the ways that I judge myself, right? So that would be my invitation to you guys, is to really get present to how fleeting this moment is with him or her, and how special and miraculous the relationship is that you guys have chosen to be together, and really get related to that profoundly. And when you do that, a space begins to open up.
Absolutely.
Right?
And my invitation to you is to receive the love, to receive whatever is there, to really, once you forgive in your heart, of how he didn't show up before, or how he doesn't express his love, or he doesn't spend enough time with you, or he's not romantic enough. Like, once we are able to forgive our partners and get to a place of what Rick is talking about, like how special and sacred your communion really is, and it's such a gift. What I invite you to do is really to be open to receiving wherever he is, and however he does show you his love, to receiving that through the context of love.
Yeah.
So,
different love languages, right?
Yeah. So if he smiles at you, if he gives you a hug, if he, gives you a card,
Or if he
nothing
goes
else,
to, or if he goes to work every day and he's doing something that he
yeah.
doesn't dig, but he's doing it for the family,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's not something that he's particularly or necessarily lit up by or fulfilled by, right? But he goes and he does that every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever he's doing that is a demonstration of his love, because he's investing his sacred time and his energy into whatever it is, right? All you have to do is look at how he's spending his time, and you will see it, right? Or how he's being, and all the different ways that he could be, right?
Oh, sorry guys.
You got to be quick around this camp.
Our computer is like knocking.
You knocked it.
I knocked it down. Hold on. Okay. Is it good now?
No.
Whoa.
I don't know what you did. Can you hold that?
Yeah.
So we can keep talking.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. We have this little table that lifts the computer a bit because the table is too low. So I just knocked it down. So Rick is fixing it. There we go. Is it good now? Okay.
It's good enough for rock and roll.
Okay. Jesus.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Just hold it. Just hold it.
I got it. You're good.
So the point of this conversation is really, really receive, express gratitude, and forgive. And not in that order. Forgive, receive, and express gratitude. And that's what I'm inviting you to do this Valentine's Day. That's what I'm taking on this Valentine's Day, and actually every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
I want to see you do it every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm taking on.
Okay, I got it.
In our relationship.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm committed to. To come from a place of, everyday forgiveness, every day being a space of love, and gratitude, and expressing my gratitude for Rick, but like for all the miracles that I have. And when I do that, the biggest gift that I do receive are miracles. And Rick shows up in a way where it's unexpected because he has a safe place to just be. And I know that that's the difference when I am, not coming from a place of expecting him to be a certain way, expecting him to give me certain things. And I know it's not easy because our, inherited way, like the way we talked about in the beginning, like teaches us we're so taught to expect to, for him to show us how he loves us. And, one of the things that I've learned through my journey and through our relationship and through coaching others is when you forgive and you create the space for him to just show up, and you are in appreciation and you really, come from that place of love, then magic happens, really.
For sure.
And the way he shows up is like beyond anything you imagined. So, well,
it's just, the way he shows up, you're just so grateful for it. I mean, honestly, it's the fact that he or she's even there, right? Mm-hmm. Like when I really get present to that with Yana or with the kids, right? Or with my parents or with friends or anybody, when I really get present to that, especially now, this year with all of the challenges that so many people have faced and really coming to terms with mortality a lot more, I really, just the fact that they're there, that she's here, there's just gratitude for that, mm-hmm. And it's just so genuine. So that experience of being in genuine gratitude with somebody, you can't fake that. Like it can't be something that's manufactured or any of that. Like it really just lands real powerfully, Mm-hmm. And so being in that space with each other, there's just nothing like it. There's nothing like it. So that's my invitation anyway,
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm seeing, Susanna, I'm learning to know what love is, God's love, and that God love that, and that God pours love in him. Yeah, and that is God. When we're able to forgive and be in that, space of love, that is God, speaking through us.
Yeah.
And it's
Amen.
beautiful. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I love it. Take your mind off of you and care for others and your spouse. So thank you so much for being with us. I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day. And every day is an opportunity that we can take to express that love, you know, that Valentine's Day stands for, or well, we've made it stand for, and we really, you know, can practice it every day. It's a practice of expressing our love and our appreciation. If you want to continue the conversation of forgiveness,
you do have peace.
Yeah. Then make sure that you join us on Clubhouse. And it is, do you want to tell them like where, what time, all of that?
You can post it in here. Like it's at 5 o'clock
I'll
on
post
Clubhouse.
it in the group. Yeah.
And I think the title of it is Forgiveness and Appreciation. So if you were to do a search for forgiveness and appreciation, you'll see.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Or just find me, Yana Gildamontes on Clubhouse. You can find me. And I'm so new to this app that I'm still not sure. But yeah, if you find me, I'm sure you'll find the room because I'll be in that room.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We will see you guys then hopefully on Clubhouse. And if not, make sure that you join me every Thursday inside this group at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And every week I bring you new trainings. I'm also going to bring in some experts in the field of relationships. So many good things coming. You know, always come back, check the group. I'm always posting different resources for you and helpful, supportive. I don't like to call them tips, but things that you can do and apply in your relationship to really create the marriage that you love and feel absolutely fulfilled in. So make sure that, you come back. Okay. Thank you. And
bye, everybody.
Have an amazing weekend.